Good day, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here with Angela Mitchell and Anthony Mitchell. Mr. and Mrs. Mitchell, you have been married 9 years, although you have been on and off for the past 7. You have children from previous relationships. Mr. Mitchell, you have, at the tender age of 42, managed to rack up 6 exes. And I'm going to ask you about that. But before we do, Ms. Mitchell, I want to start with you. Why don't you tell me a little bit about this marriage and why you want to end it now?
Your Honor, I want to end the marriage because my husband is a liar. He really has a problem with lying. I've known him for a while, but I met him in church. That's where, we got together. Shortly after, he told me the relationship he was in was a problem relationship. So he moved in with me. He showed up with his 2 trash bags. And right after he showed up, the woman showed up in my driveway, blaring her horn, telling me that he was nothing but a whore and a liar, and that I would shortly find out what type of man that I had. The man lies so much. Let me tell you about one of the lies. Recently, I put him on my block list because I don't like being bothered, because he's worrisome. So I get this strange phone call from a strange area code. So I answer it, and the person says, "I'm sorry, but I have the wrong number." Okay, I recognize the voice because this is my husband, right? But he says...
It wasn't me.
It was him.
It wasn't
okay.
me.
The next morning, I get a text that says, "Good morning, love." I'm like, okay, same number. So I call the number. The person picks up and hangs up. So I had one of my friends call the number and specifically ask for Anthony and pretend to be another woman. And sure enough, it was Anthony then.
Mr. Mitchell, are you playing on the phone?
No, see, when I was in Georgia, that's what she's referring to. It was me playing on the phone, sure enough, because she always does that, but she was talking
Anthony,
to my
cousin.
cousin.
That was different.
Not me.
That's not your number.
I believe you. I believe you.
Yes,
You
ma'am.
had too many details. I want to go back to when you got together.
When we got together?
Yeah. How long did you know him before you let him move in with his 2 garbage bags full of clothes?
Not long at all. I was foolish. I was very foolish. But
And when that woman rolled up on you in the driveway and was blaring her horn and hollering at him, why was that not a signal to run?
But that was a red flag there, and I was foolish enough. It wasn't even 2-3 months. Now, this was one of the ex-wives. Mind you, he was still currently married to the woman before me in the process of going through a divorce.
And that was the ex-wife before her?
That was the one before her. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. He was living with that one.
He was living with the ex?
The one that came to my driveway. But the one
But there was a marriage in the middle that he was still in.
Right. He was in the process of getting divorced.
And you thought that that was a good idea. And you thought that that was a good idea. Again, I love the ladies, but y'all swear up and down y'all can make it work. It can be a goddamn negative and a positive, and y'all... I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you. Hey, this is what you want. You picked him. You picked him. We gotta be honest about these situations, bro. Like, I'm gonna react to him, but I don't know what you tripping for since day one. It's been on since day one. He been getting it cracking on you. You knew you... All right.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Mitchell, how come you have 6 ex-wives?
I like being married. I want a wife. But, I mean, after my first wife, it was like, I guess it was more so on me. Trying to find anybody like her because I dated her ever since the 7th grade. And I take fault for the ones in between, even a little bit of this one. But I didn't base our marriage on my past relationships at all. I do want a wife, not this one, but I do want a wife.
Wow, not this one.
And I tend to do right by my wife.
But you don't want me, but he consistently texts me. I'm telling you.
And playing on your phone and carrying on.
Why.
Why don't you tell me about when you caught him at a club and lied about having his own place? What was that?
So he comes home and he says, he gets his little haircutting bag and everything. I'm gonna go hang out with one of my boys and I'm gonna go cut hair. So I'm like, okay, I'm thinking that number, go cut your hair, go hang out with your boy, whatever. So I leave to go drop some movies off, Your Honor, and I'm not following him behind him. I'm at the movie place and the club is right across the street. I promise you, something came over me and said, your husband is in that club. I can't explain what it was. So I'm like, no, it was a strong feeling. So something said, drive through the parking lot. So I drive through the parking lot, and something said, go to the back. Well, I go to the back, and sure enough, his little car parked in the back, all hid. So I get out, and I go inside, and I ask the people, I say, do you mind if I walk through the club? I am not here to party. I just want to do a walkthrough. I just want to do a walkthrough. Let me finish. So, you know, because I'm not there, I'm not dressed up or nothing. I'm really just in my lounging stuff, probably house shoes. I'm going through the club looking crazy because I'm looking for my husband. So I'm walking through. Who do I see at the bar with his little bottle sitting with it? And I tapped him politely on his shoulder and said, excuse me. So this is where you cut hair at. And he looked at me with them big eyes, you crazy, you crazy, you crazy. So I left. I did leave. I left and I drove around and I was very hurt.
I ain't gonna lie, fellas. Type it in the comments. What you gonna do? What you gonna do if you told your girl you was gonna go cut hair? You ain't gotta go to the club. You could have went. You went where you was supposed to be at. You was not where you was supposed to be at, bro. And then she tapped you on your shoulder. That's like the tap of. Can I say that word? Doom. That's like the tap of doom, bro. Like you don't turn around, bro. You don't turn around. I promise you. It'll look like she came out that. What she say? She came out the house in her house shoes. You sitting at the bar, you sitting there drinking, you know what I mean, go down to tip the waitress, come back, you see big wifey right there. Nah, fellas, for real, y'all let me know. Y'all gonna keep it 100? You gonna keep it 100? Like, man, listen, I felt like coming here. You know what I mean? You ain't gotta get all that. I felt like being here. I came here because I wanted to come here. Or you gonna get drunk out the club.
I was very upset, and I left. And when I come home, here he come out the house with his clothes. He's leaving me, and I was very upset. And I can tell you that night, I rammed into the back of his car, and I tried to tear it up.
That wasn't over a club.
Mr. Mitchell, what's your version of that event?
The problem with Angela, Your Honor, is she's too controlling. Let me tell you, there was a time that she went to Kansas City to the World's Fund.
Right.
She's supposed to stay there overnight, but she decided to come home early. So what I do to entertain myself was I invited friends over from work, my boss, co-workers and stuff like that. We played poker for a quarter, just nice little friendly game. You know, we had a few drinks, you know, food and stuff like that. And who storms through the door? Her. She storms through the door, and the first thing she said, everybody get out of my house. Rapping and raging, I'm like, oh man, don't worry about it, I'll take care of it.
That's not what happened.
So I went upstairs, I talked to her for a little while, came back down, she's still upset. Start back playing poker. Next thing I know, all the power goes off. She done shut all the power off.
I did do that, but that's not how it happened. I did. We had went
and
to
she talks about me lying about where I'm going. I have to, because if I say, hey, I'm going out here, have a drink with my friends at the bar, watch the game, she come unglued. So I would have to lie to her about where I'm going in order to go somewhere.
He's good. Give him the award. We can give him the award, bro. He got the award for the best man of the year. He got out of that with detailed explanation and grit. And pure grit, bro. That's how you get up out of it. What did he say, bro? That was, man, he told the truth. He told the truth. Yeah, man, be honest. You got to be honest. That's crazy. I ain't going to lie to you. You cut the power off. That's like, nah, you tripping. She tripping. She know where the fuse box at. That is a good thing. That's a great thing. But yeah, bro, that I don't like that. You don't do nothing like that. Then that's embarrassing. I got my boss over there, company. You come in the house tripping and geeking. Playing field even. I think the playing field is even.
Honor, at that point, he had been cheating so much. Previously
Cheating with
to that, I didn't care what he did,
Yeah,
who he
with
did
who?
it with. And furthermore, if you married, why do you have to continue to hang out with your boys? I don't mind. But it's not your boys that you hanging out with. It's your exes. It's other women.
At the end of the day, Mr. Mitchell, I understand that you believe that Mrs. Mitchell is jealous of you simply because you are so fine.
No,
Seriously?
What you were coming on is like...
Jealous.
What I just was coming on, Your Honor, is that things like, I came in the house one day and I had on a long jersey. You know, it was like with baggy pants, stuff like that. She got mad because she said, look at you, look like a young thug. You ain't young, you don't need wearing stuff like that. You sure wear stuff like that. Anything I do, she would complain about it.
The bills weren't getting paid. But you steady coming up in here, G'd up.
What do you mean the bill wasn't
looking
getting paid?
like you 18 years old. There was, you understand?
I agree with on that. I agree with on that, bro. You got to hit Walmart. You got to hit whatever you got to hit, but you got to take care of them responsibilities first. Always, bro. Always. Don't nobody care about that. You can't take it with you. You can't take it with you. Priorities are always number one. So I agree with on that. I agree with 1,000% on that. And for real, as you get older, like I said, you start to learn like all of that stuff don't really mean a whole lot. It ain't like when you walk down the street, somebody be like, yo, got them new Jordan 4.4s on with the retro suede, but then the SB sign on the back, but the Nike check facing forward and they Travis mixed with 101 and all. Ain't nobody gonna say all that, bro. I mean, you might. I mean, it might, but really? Not when you're not paying your bills. Not when the bills not being paid. Now, bills paid. Baby girl got a milli. She got a milli in the trust fund and some more tucked off to the side, buried in the backyard. Cool. Then you can do what you gotta do. But until then, bro, you gotta take care of them responsibilities. Always.
But whose job was it to actually pay the bills? To write out the check, though?
Both of us. I had the checking account. Everything was always provided for him. Mr. Disappear on payday. Every payday.
Okay.
Why not disappear? You show up at the job every day.
Payday. What got me one time is when I upgraded my car. I upgraded my car. I didn't need to. He's a car salesman. I was fine with my little car I had. But he went, oh, honey, you need this car, da-da-da-da. So I get the car, and then when it was time to pay the tax, this is payday. I work overnight. I come home to find out my husband left me. That broke me so bad, but I took him back again. Payday, what I started doing instead of every 2 weeks, instead of going to the closet to see if his clothes were missing, I went to the drawer to see if trash bags were missing. Because if the trash bags were gone, that meant he was gone.
Mr. Mitchell, you say she's selfish.
Yes, because this car that she said that I said that she needed, she didn't. But anyway, she bought this car, and I got it financed for her. I talked to lenders and everything like that because I am in the car business to get it done for her because her credit was not up to par yet. But anyway, even when she got this car, instead of her say, okay, honey, here's your set of keys, and here's this is my set of keys, she kept both sets of keys. I had no access to that car at all except to wash it or put gas in it.
What?
Exactly.
So wait, to wash or put, first of all,
put gas
where
in
he
it.
worked at, it was a free car wash.
But
he
you
didn't
could
have
come
to
there.
wash it. I could drive it.
No.
That was part of the
No.
deal of getting that car, that you could always come there and
get a free car wash.
get a free car. To put gas in it, tell me when, where, and when did you ever put gas in my car?
All the time.
Oh, I just
You would call me randomly after we separated, saying you need gas or you need something to eat.
Oh,
Am I right about that? Oh yeah.
I really can't believe what he's saying right
She
now.
can't even go to my
Mitchell,
job.
So your main complaint, the reason you left her, the reason you got up, would get the garbage bags and fill them up and go, would be what? I mean, what was she?
Her thing is, when I came back and I moved back in with her, her thing was being, she's so mentally disturbed to where she would say, one day she would say, I love you, this and that, and we're gonna make this work, we're just gonna have it. The next day she said that she don't want to be married. She don't want to do this or she don't want to do that. So I got tired of the back and forth with her. One day.
You shouldn't be going back and forth with her. We can kill all of that. We can kill all of that right now. You shouldn't be going back and forth with her. Call it what you want to. Call it what you want to. But if I like you and I like you, that's it. If you don't like me, cool. Cool. We keep it pushing and we keep it moving. But all of this, I had to wait to see if she said that she loved me and she loved me back and I love her too. You doing to me. You. Nah, bro. Nah, bro. I don't know what's up with Doug. I don't know what's up with Doug. In that type of situation, bro, you determine that. You determine your outcome. Well, I'm lying. Not every situation. Well, that's your wife. Yeah, that's your wife. So you can determine that. You can determine that. I just don't like when I hear the fellas. I don't like when I hear us like, oh, well, she was trying to decide what she was going to do, and then she made the decision, and I didn't. But I don't know. Me personally, bro, and I know I don't want to come off as being like everything my way. But it's like, damn, bro.
When he had his place, because he had just recently, it was a situation, he had his place, and I had my place, and I wanted it that way. I really did. I told him, I said, we need some time apart. I want us to be apart because I need you to, whatever is going on with you, you are so insecure. You use women as accessories. You feel like you have to go from bedpost to bedpost. Let's take some time apart. I need to know that you're going to work on this marriage. Get all whatever you got in you, get it out of you. But if you need to hang with your boys, if you need to do that from your place. So when we do reconcile, we will work on this marriage and we will be one. We will be committed to one person.
Why don't you tell me about the $1,500 you want for
all right, this
the
is
car?
where I'm at with this loan. This is a loan that has been over 7 years. And what happened was this man, he's a manipulator. He knows all about the car business. I had no idea. I'm the co-signer on the loan. So over a period of time, which I can give you evidence, it's a matter over 7 years, payments that I have made when he falls behind. I had gotten the people down to where they were going to take the interest off, and I had gotten them down to $50 a month payments. I called before we came to the show just to find out where Anthony is on this car loan. And this is the last payment he made was around the time my son passed. The car got repossessed. So once they repossessed it, I guess there's a balance left on it that you have to pay, and then they add interest to it. I don't understand how this grown man, able-bodied, why can't you make $50 a month payment and go ahead and pay that loan off? What is taking so long?
Mr. Mitchell, what would you like to say about that?
And for me making payments, I do make payments because they garnish my wages for payments. From what they told her, I don't know what they told her.
They told me the
but
last
they do
payment
make
you made was March 11th. That was during the time.
Are you currently making payments?
No.
And you know what? I hate I call them people. Because now that they have my information, you can trust and believe
They'll come
for me now.
I got you. Mr. Mitchell, I think you have an image of what you want for a wife, but you don't. That's not what a wife really is. That's why you're never satisfied with the ones that you get. I think you like to be taken care of, not financially so much, but the care and love that women bring to a relationship. I think you enjoy that, but I'm not sure if you're able to give in return what they need in order to remain happy and stable in that union. And I'm not sure if that's true or not, but you've got 6 marriages under your belt at 42. Something's going wrong, and it would behoove you to figure out what it is, would it not? It really would. No, you knew that.
I know.
You had a guy, you met him, he comes over with some trash bags and followed by a woman in a car. You knew it wasn't good. You knew it wasn't right. Let me say this. I would award you the money because I think you do the money.
And she better go to the store and get them hoop earrings. She came in here wrong. She know this necklace supposed to be a hoop earring. She supposed to have on a Reebok Classic with the Reeboks. She supposed to have a name belt. Y'all remember the name belt? Y'all remember the name belt? Bro, I might be telling on myself. Yeah, it was belts. You can get a belt with your name in the middle of the belt. What was that? That was back in 03. That was about back in 03, man. Yeah. But yeah, hopefully everything work out for her, bro. She cool. She don't really seem that bad to me. She don't really seem that bad. Bro. Hey.
I would award you the money because I think you do the money, but you're not out the money yet, and I don't know that you are going to be out the money. Okay. All I can do is award you your freedom and say, go forth and don't look back. There will be no recovery in this matter. It is so ordered.
All rise. Parties may leave the courtroom.